According to the book of Genesis, ancient Israel seems to be the original location of where giants came upon the earth. Around that same time, every culture around the world seems to have some form of documentation of giants living within their land, especially in the Middle East. Around 900 miles north of Israel is the Black Sea, and almost every nation that borders the Black Sea has some history of giants in their land. There's a lot of incredible wild information that I've come across, so take it, research it, do with it as you will. But even if there's some truth in it, which I believe there is, then it really validates the Bible and the history of giants in that region. So let's look at the claims of giants in the surrounding region of the Black Sea. Varna, Bulgaria, archaeologists discover the remains of a, quote, huge skeleton. Varna is a city on the shores of the Black Sea with a rich culture of civilization that spanned allegedly 7,000 years. Novinite, a news agency from the Bulgaria region, documented that there was a large skeleton found in an ancient city of Odysseus, a trading post that was established by the Greeks in the end of the 7th century BC. Valery Yatov, who was part of the team carrying out the excavations, is reported as telling the local news there that the size of the bones was, quote, impressive, and that they belonged to a very tall man. However, she would not reveal the exact height of the skeleton. This is a good time to point out that every time bones are discovered, the police have to be called because it could be a crime scene. So anytime the police are called and they come and discover these ancient bones that are of large size, well, the police then go on to call a museum, such as the Smithsonian, and then the bones are never seen or heard of again. The revealing of giant bones would bring validity to the history of the Bible and would also put a massive wrench in the theory of evolution that is taught all throughout the world in the scientific community. These are two reasons why the discovery of giant bones are never made known to the public. Turkey has many connections to giants in their land. In the late 1950s, during road construction in the Euphrates Valley southeast of Turkey, fossilized human remains were uncovered. At the site, an engineer measured the femur, the leg bone, and reported in a newsletter that it measured to be 47 inches. Joe Taylor, director at Mount Blanco Fossil Museum, was commissioned to sculpt the human femur. According to this femur bone, the giant would have stood about 14 feet tall. There's also the strange occurrence of underground cities all around the region of Turkey. The Basilica Cistern is in Istanbul, the largest of several hundred underground cisterns that supplied Istanbul with water. Derinkuyu is the deepest underground city in Turkey with 18 levels and a capacity of 20,000 people. Dara Cistern and Necropolis in Mardin is an underground complex of water reserves and tombs from the 6th century. These are just a few references to the underground cities in Turkey, but it makes you wonder, why were they building these underground cities? What were they hiding from? Could it have been the giants that were allegedly living in their land? Here's a few pictures I came across from Turkey in 1821 to 1825, which is either regular-sized humans standing with a dwarf or giants standing with a regular-sized person. Worth pointing out is that some people believe that Noah's Ark is on top of Mount Ararat in Turkey, and of course one of the reasons why the Great Flood was sent was to wipe out the giants and the fallen offspring, the fallen hybrids, that were alive in the land at that time. There's some incredible claims by an independent researcher who was alive in Armenia, a nation that doesn't border the Black Sea but is right next to it. Reuben M., who lived his whole life in Armenia, made some incredible revelations to archaeologists in that region. Reuben was known for traversing and exploring much of Armenia on foot. He claims to have come across the bones of giants on multiple locations. One he saw at a construction site, and he doesn't know what became of those bones. Another set of bones he claimed to have come across within a cave with him and his friends. Those bones disintegrated when they started to evaluate them further, but he claims to have once come across a massive skull. He allegedly left the skull in a local village, tried to get a hold of an institute of archaeology to evaluate it, and when he came back to the village a few days later, it could not be found. Reuben did find megalithic sites all around Armenia that were most likely built with the help of giants. These were undiscovered before he revealed them, and we actually have pictures of these sites. These megalithic sites are above the village of Bezhakin. Reuben claims that the director of the Institute of Archaeology and Anthropology and an academic from the National Academy of Sciences of Armenia were shocked to have found a fortress so close to the capital that was unknown to them. This next claim is by far the most incredible, but it has a picture to go along with it, and is from a giant that was allegedly uncovered in the mountains of Romania that was 32 feet tall. In Rosia, Montana, Romania is an area that is known for mining. The story goes that a group of miners were following a gold vein, which led them to something that they reference now as the Hyperborean Gallery, or Gallery 13. This allegedly took place in 1976, and there was a massive gravestone that was found with precious metals and gemstones all within it. On top of this large gravestone was said to be a skeleton that was around 10 meters tall, or 32.8 feet in total. You can see here in this picture, again, take it as you will, the massive height of this skeleton. I mean, part of the leg bone alone seems larger than that man, who is maybe around 6 feet tall. The large gravestone was allegedly cut into multiple pieces, smelted down for the precious materials out of it. Claims say that when they lifted this large stone, it revealed an opening to a pit in which some people went in but never came out, which allegedly led the army to seal up the pit and not do any further investigations into it. Southeast of that alleged location, still within Romania, is the Bucegi Mountains, where there's claims of a sphinx. We can see what is said to be a natural rock formation, but is known as the Sphinx of Romania. Many people believe that this actually was a true sphinx, in correlation with the claims that there's massive underground tunnels in the Bucegi Mountains. Some say that went all the way even to Egypt. Wild claims indeed, but we do know that there were giants in the land of Egypt, and this formation definitely has some resemblance to the Sphinx in Egypt. The Sphinx at Gaza at one point didn't look anything like it did now. It was practically buried not too long ago. And so if you see these pictures of how this was then and just give another couple hundred or maybe 1,000 or 2,000 years, it could very much look like this formation that we see in Romania. Pretty remarkable information. Take it as you will, research it, and decide what you want to believe on your own. What we do know is that Earth's history is pretty mysterious, and almost every culture around the world documented the existence of giants. This makes me believe that there's absolutely some truth to be found in some of these claims. Piecing together the mysterious history of giants in the world really makes the Bible and its account of giants come alive in a new way. Let me know in the comments what you think about giants in Earth's past. When was the last time they were alive, or are they even still alive today? I pray you all are doing well, confident and joyous in your relationship to the Lord and to God as sons and daughters to God through Christ Jesus. Thanks for watching, and God bless.